Here comes Daredevil, the man without fear. Every daring adventurer dreads the day when he will meet his match. Has Daredevil finally met his in the mysterious Masked Matador? Under the brilliant artistic craftsmanship of famous illustrator Wally Wood, Daredevil reaches new heights of glory. Daredevil, the man without fear, battles the mysterious Masked Matador. Personal note: Marvel wants to personally thank Bill Everett and Joe Orlando and Vince Colletta, who drew the first 4 Daredevils, for helping us launch the most successful new feature of the year. This famous trio, 3 of Comicdom's all-time greats, donated their time and talents until we could find a permanent artist of sufficient stature to continue this highly praised series. And now, we found him. With no further ado, we announce our newest creative team: Stan Lee, writer, and Wallace Wood, illustrator. Bulletin: The Masked Matador is the subject of a citywide manhunt. Working alone, this strange criminal, who uses no firearms, has started a one-man crime wave, which threatens to... It doesn't seem as though anyone can stop the Matador. For days I've heard reports of an unknown costumed criminal named the Matador, who is the greatest threat to law and order in years. But if he's anywhere in the city, Daredevil will find him. And so, the sensational Sightless Crusader begins a new adventure against one of the most daringly different arch-foes of all. Wally Wood, another great Marvel alumnus, who certainly needs no introduction to the readers of many of America's top magazines, has redesigned certain portions of Daredevil's costume. We in the bullpen felt we should be allowed to do so, and we sincerely hope that you will agree. Day after day, the man without fear has combed the city, seeking the Matador. But now, at last, his hypersensitive ears detect the fluttering of a large cape on the street below. Lucky it's evening, and the city is hushed. Otherwise, the thousands of other noises might have drowned out the faint sound. I hear the cape being slowly raised as a heavy iron vehicle approaches it. Even a blind man can now deduce that the Matador is facing an oncoming armored truck. But what can one man, armed only with a cape, do against a steel-plated vehicle? Poised for action, his every sense operating at peak efficiency, Daredevil waits, using the time-honored tactic of every trained fighter, waiting to learn as much as possible about his foe before he strikes. Hey! Who's that costume nut blocking our way? Look out! You'll hit him! Nut nothing! Don't you read the papers? That's the Masked Matador! He's not moving. I can't stop in time. I'll have to swerve out of the way. Then, at the last possible split second, the masked criminal makes his move. Even though the startled driver tries desperately to avoid hitting him, the Matador hurls his cape at the windshield, temporarily blinding the 2 men inside. What's he doing? I can't see! Cut her sharp! Watch out! We're gonna hit something! So that's how he does it. Okay, Matador. I've heard enough. Ah! Toro! Once again I have triumphed. What delicacy! What artistry! What magnificent daring! No wonder the Masked Matador is unbeatable. What is this? Who dares? Ah, the man without fear. Olé, Daredevil! He's as fast as I am. He confused me with his waving cape. But then, before Daredevil can follow up his attack, that sudden sound, a cable slipping out of its pulley. An unnatural displacement of air above. If it signifies what I think, I'm needed. Come, Daredevil. To me, you are no more than a helpless Toro. But Daredevil has a more pressing problem to cope with. 4. On the building above. Help! I'm falling! My scaffolding broke! I hear one end of the rope trailing on the ground. There's still hope for that falling painter. All thought of his dangerous foe temporarily forgotten, the gallant gladiator moves with dazzling speed. As the scaffold falls, the other end of the rope will rise. If I can just reach it in time. How can he expect to save that doomed man? Got it. Now to listen for the sound of the falling painter. Here he comes. Help! Someone! Help me! Your hand! Stretch out your hand! Quickly, man! A lesser man would not have had the skill, the speed, the strength to accomplish such an awesome feat. But this is no lesser man. This is Daredevil, the man without fear. Easy now. Easy. Our combined weight will be enough to slowly lower us safely to the ground. You did it. I thought I was a goner. But you saved me. But by the time the sightless adventurer is ready to again face his costumed adversary, he finds. I no longer hear the Matador's cape wafting in the breeze, nor do I detect his distinctive heartbeat. He has fled. Look! It's Daredevil! But I do hear others approaching. I too had best fade into the shadows. Suddenly racing around the corner, the man without fear is soon transformed into Matt Murdock, the brilliant blind lawyer. I'd better return to the office now. I've still got a job to take care of. And so, Matt Murdock arrives at the law firm of Nelson and Murdock as he hears his partner's disappointed voice. You say that tonight is the only time you can meet me for the examination before trial? Well, I did have another engagement, but I guess I can postpone it. Poor Foggy. He'll have to work late again. Boy, am I glad to see you, Matt. Wouldn't you know it? I have a date to take Karen to a costume party tonight, and now I've got to hang around here instead. How about being a pal and taking her there for me, until I can finish up and meet you there? That, Foggy, my boy, is the best offer I've had in many a day. The verdict is yes. I'll try to get there as soon as possible, Matt. It shouldn't take too long. You said it's a costume party. I won't need one, will I? Oh no, you can go as you are. But Karen and I plan to attend as Caesar and Cleopatra. I'll be Caesar, of course. Foggy thinks I'm doing him a favor. He doesn't suspect how I feel about Karen, and she must never suspect it either. I couldn't ever bear the thought of Karen feeling sorry for me, or trying to be nice to me, so as not to hurt the feelings of a blind man. That soft, sweet scent of perfume, that gentle heartbeat. She's here now. Hello, Matt. I didn't know you were here. How do I look, Foggy? Brother. Karen, honey. If 20th Century Fox had seen you first, Liz Taylor would probably never have met Dick Burton. Mind if Matt escorts you, and I join you later? I guess I can stand it if he can. And so, why don't we stop and find a costume for you, Matt? You'd probably enjoy remaining at the party. I might, Karen. But there are times when three's a crowd. I don't think Foggy exactly needs another man hanging around when he's at a party with you. I know I'd want to be all alone with you, if I ever had the chance, my darling. A short time later, the rustle of silks and satins, clink of armor, sound of mixed laughing voices. I can picture the scene as though my eyes see it. Oh, Matt, You can't imagine how lovely it is. It's the biggest charity ball of the year. Just everybody is here. That heartbeat. That fast, nervous pulse rate. I've heard it before. Wait. Of course. The Masked Matador. I can hear the way his fabric folds when he moves. It's his Matador costume. How clever of him. A costume party is the one function he can attend in his criminal guise without arousing suspicion. Others will think he's one of the guests. My radar sense indicates he's standing against the wall, his back towards the crowd. I hear him turning a dial. Softly. Cautiously. It can only mean one thing. He's opening the safe. He's daring a robbery in the middle of a party. And no one yet has noticed it. I can't reveal my identity as Daredevil, but I must warn the others. There's only one thing to do. I'll have to speak in a loud voice. Karen, I'll bet if the Matador wanted to rob the wall safe here, he could do it without anyone noticing. Whatever gave you that idea, Matt? Say, there is someone here dressed like the Masked Matador. Where? Wait, there he is. Say, why is he near the wall safe? What's going on? Call the police, quick! He's no guest. He is the Masked Matador. I had hoped to finish my little business without causing a disturbance. But alas, you leave me no choice. Stop him! Hold him till the police arrive. Ah, that is easier said than done, my braves. So, you would attack the Matador. Well then, come and get me. That ridiculous cloak can't help him now. Get him! Aye, Toro! Ole! He's as slippery as an eel. He's trying to run off. After him! Block the doors. Doors? What does the Matador want with doors? All I need do is stop in my tracks, and toy with you again. If only the bulls were as clumsy as you. Oof! Let's stop. We've got to plan an attack. He's making us look like fools. Oh, Matt, that man is dangerous. No one can lay a hand on him. There's no telling what he'll do next. If only I had a chance to secretly change to Daredevil. They're still fighting. It's too dangerous here for a man who can't see to protect himself. Quick, go into the next room. I'll shut the door behind you. You'll be safer there. Perfect. Just the chance I need. But what about you? Will you be safe? Of course, Matt. I want to see what happens. Now hurry. Then, no sooner does Matt Murdock hear the door slam shut behind him. At last. Now I can go into action. I've got to change quickly, before the Matador can escape again. With everyone watching the masked criminal so carefully, they may not notice me as I rush silently out of this room again. From the sound of their voices through the wall, I can tell they're facing away from my door. I was right. So far, so good. Get the Matador! Somebody stop him! Look out! All this noise, this shouting, it's making it difficult for me. It's hard to separate one sound from the other. Too many people crowding around. I can't break through without injuring somebody. No one realizes I'm the real Daredevil. They probably think I'm just another costumed guest. But I can't stay in the background much longer. I've got to do something. And if I can't shoulder my way through the crowd, then I'll have to go flying over their heads. Like this. Daredevil. So once again our paths cross, eh? But this time, the fast-moving Matador is too quick for the man without fear. Ah! Poor Toro. I miscalculated. The noise of the crowd blended with the rustling of his cape, confusing me. However, his long, hard years of training serve Daredevil well, as he manages to twist his body in midair, landing upright, again ready for instant action. He's still there. I can hear him laughing, gloating at my fumble. So, again you try a foolish lunge. How can you lay a finger on one who has dodged maddened bulls and lived to tell of it? His rustling cape, it vibrates the air around him, fogging my radar sense. And now, masked buffoon, you begin to bore me. Be grateful I'm letting you off this easy. He's as strong as he is agile. That blow really rocked me. But again, the Sightless Crusader recovers immediately, as his incredible stamina and vigor come to his aid. But then, did you see that? The Matador beat Daredevil. If the man without fear can't beat him, who can? Maybe Daredevil isn't the hotshot he's cracked up to be. Don't just stand there, Daredevil. Go get him. Get the women out of here. Anything is liable to happen. Everyone's shouting, yelling. I can't separate the voices. If only they'd be quiet. If only I could explain to them. My radar sense can't function with all the commotion. Explanation of Daredevil's radar sense. Normally, my radar sense goes out, hits objects around me, and bounces back, giving me a mental picture of my surroundings. But when there is too much movement and confusion all about me, the picture which comes back is garbled and distorted. Still, even if my senses aren't functioning perfectly, I can't give up. I've got to keep trying. I know approximately where he is. He's somewhere in front of me. I'll attack quickly. Perhaps if I'm lucky. So, you will not admit defeat. You force me to take stronger measures, do you? Very well then. I shall do whatever I must. Aye, Toro! Defend yourself! Too slow. I miscalculated again. He's thrown his cape over my head. Now my senses are all dulled. For the first time, I feel the way an ordinary sightless man might feel in a battle. Causing you bodily injury will afford me no pleasure. It pleases me to humiliate you instead, as a lesson to others. And now, farewell. It is unlikely that we shall meet again, for I feel the Matador has ended your career, most emphatically. So shocked, so startled are the others at the sight of Daredevil's ignoble defeat, that no one makes a move to stop the Matador as he fades from sight through an open window. And then, getting his bearings again, in the sudden silence, Daredevil once more moves quickly. I've got to change back to Matt Murdock before Karen enters the room. And by the time Karen does appear, Matt! Foggy just arrived. He saw the whole thing also. It was terrible. That man made a laughingstock of Daredevil. I never would have believed it, Matt. Neither would I. I heard a lot of commotion through the door, but I couldn't quite tell what was going on. In the days that follow, the sober, sightless attorney finds himself brooding more and more over his defeat at the hands of the Masked Matador, even in the company of the girl he secretly loves. As they return to the office after lunching together, he can't forget. Mad, you've been so quiet, so thoughtful. Is anything troubling you? Have I done anything? Of course not, Karen. It's nothing important. Come on, Tommy. I've been Daredevil long enough. I want to be the Matador. Ah, I was Daredevil last time. Just let me be the Matador a while longer. I'll bet the Matador could lick Daredevil with one hand tied behind him. Listen. Children playing. They're making a hero of the Matador. They sneer at Daredevil. It's a perfect shame. When I think how wonderful Daredevil was, how he rescued me in the past, without even knowing me, I could just cry. See Daredevil number 4, Stan. I'd hate to think that the youngsters are making a hero of someone like the Matador. And yet, children do admire a winner. Children do admire a winner. That one thought spins round and round in the brooding lawyer's brain, all the way back to the office. But little does he suspect that directly across town, the Matador is preparing for the most daring crime of all. No one has ever dared rob a burglar alarm factory before, for none has the audacity of the Matador. How easy it is for me to vault over all the protective electrified fencing. Then, it is but the work of a moment to overcome the Watchman. And, by means of my thin, pliable sword blade, I can deactivate the main switches, rendering the complex system of burglar alarms utterly useless. How can anyone ever stop me? My talent, my ingenuity, are utterly without peer. The world shall long remember the deeds of the Matador. The money is not as important to me as the glory. I shall deceive the world into thinking of me as the underdog, the lone adventurer who pits his wits and courage against all of society's forces. If I play my cards right, the stupid public will actually root for me. They'll call me the 20th century Robin Hood. And my crime shall be the type to make men gasp in awe. Only the Matador would dare invade a plant which specializes in burglar alarms. And only the Matador would steal their own alarm from the wall. I'll use it to guard the stolen treasures, which shall soon be mine. What a moment of triumph this is for me. First, my resounding victory over Daredevil, and now this. Then, next morning, the startled news is featured on front pages throughout the nation. Extra! Matador strikes again! All new! Extra! Matador robs burglar alarm company. Stores report record sales on Matador suits. Most daring crime of the century, says public. Police hunt for clues. Prominent criminologist summoned for consultation. And in his private office at Nelson and Murdoch, the man with the most sensitive touch in the world also reads the morning paper by feeling the minuscule impression of the newly printed ink on the surface of the page. The Matador has struck again, and throughout the nation, the young people and the foolish, unthinking adults will soon start making a hero of him. He must be stopped. He can't escape forever. The police will get him sooner or later. But how much more dramatic it would be if Daredevil could defeat him first. Not merely for my pride, but to show the world that justice is mightier than crime. And then, there is something else I must do, for I can remain silent no longer. I must tell Karen of my love, no matter what her answer may be. However, at that very moment, Matt, got a minute? I'd like your advice about something. Sure, Foggy. His pulse rate sounds unusually fast. He seems to be having an emotional dilemma. Can you feel what this is, Matt? A ring. Many-faceted. Obviously a diamond. My sense of touch can pinpoint the weight at exactly 4.5 carats. It's square cut, and by listening to the faint sound when I tap my fingernail against it, it is absolutely flawless. It seems to be a ring of some sort. You're right, Matthew, old friend. It's an engagement ring. I bought it for Karen, but I can't get up the nerve to give it to her. I need your advice. Do you think I should propose first, and then give her the ring? Or should I show her the ring first? Foggy, if it were a legal problem, I could research the answer for you. But I'm afraid I can't help you now. When it comes to romance, yours truly is way out of his league. I guess you're right. Only I can make the decision. But I'm so crazy about that gal that I can't even think straight. Well, see you later, fella. I'm gonna go inside and toss a coin. Oh no. My best friend, my partner, wants to marry the same girl as I do. How can I propose to her now? Why did Foggy have to tell me? If only I didn't know. But I can't now. I can't. There's only one thing to do. I've got to put her out of my mind. Forget her. Perhaps it's best this way. After all, can Daredevil offer a girl the type of life all brides dream of? No. This must be fate's way of telling me that I'm destined to always be a loner. Minutes later, where Daredevil walks, he must walk alone. Thus do I accept my lonely fate. Then, the sightless adventurer puts all other thoughts out of his mind as he begins to concentrate on the job at hand, the defeat of the Matador. My first stop must be the public library. It's closed at this hour, but that won't stop Daredevil. Most costumed adventurers would go out of business without these skylights to drop through. Now, let me see. I've got to feel my way to the newspaper archive room. I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere. I'd better remove my glove and make it easier for my sense of touch. Finally. Ah, this is what I want. Now to go through the sports sections of the international editions. Then, there in the semi-darkness, reading faster than any sighted person could hope to, Daredevil's incredibly sensitive fingertips scanned page after page, until I'd be great for that classified phone book ad that says, "Let your fingers do the walking." Here's what I'm after. I knew I'd find it. It's from a paper dated April 6th, 1964. Manuel Eloganto, the world-famous bullfighter, has mysteriously vanished. For years, Eloganto was the most famous, most controversial bullfighter in all of Spain. His mastery of the bulls was unquestioned. But another victory for Eloganto! His cruelty and his brutality towards the bulls made the crowds hate him. In fact, during his last public appearance, the audience was actually heard to cheer for the bull. "Viva el Toro! Leave the arena, Matador! Ole, Toro! Toro! Toro!" This so infuriated the temperamental Matador that he turned to hurl an epithet back at the jeering crowd. And that was his greatest mistake. "Peasants! Brainless ones! Even the bull has more courage, more intelligence than those who mock me." For then, disaster struck. Manuel Eloganto was rushed to the nearest hospital, where prompt medical attention saved his life. But he was heard to blame his injuries on his fellow man, and to vow revenge upon all mankind. Then, after his release, he disappeared. Now I know who my enemy is. Early the next morning. "Hello, Associated Press? This is Matt Murdock, counselor at law. I'm calling a press conference to announce the identity of the Matador." "No, this isn't a crank call. Send someone to the office of Nelson and Murdoch at 11 sharp. There. That's the final call. Now for step 2. By 11 a.m., puzzled representatives of all the major news services have gathered in Matt's office to hear. The answer is so simple that I'm surprised no one else has figured it out. Only one man has the skill and ability to duplicate the Matador's feats. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, the Matador is Daredevil. Daredevil? But the Matador himself had fought and beaten Daredevil. Yes. How do you account for that fact, Counselor? Simple. How easy it would be for Daredevil to have someone impersonate him, so it would seem the Matador had beaten him, to throw suspicion off himself. After all, didn't the Matador win too easily? You may have something there, Mr. Murdoch. Anyway, it'll make a great story. Then, after the newsmen have left, if I have judged the Matador correctly, all I need do now is wait. Later, the evening editions hit the stands. Matador is Daredevil, claims prominent New York attorney. And within minutes, Matt, what got into you? Why would you issue a public statement like that? What do you know about the Matador? Or about Daredevil either, for that matter? I'm entitled to my opinion, Foggy. But you're a partner in our law firm. Whatever you say or do reflects upon Nelson and Murdoch. You should consult me before you hold a news conference. Perhaps you're right, Foggy. But I meant no harm. I'll ask you to trust me. I had my reasons for what I did. Well, I'll admit, you've been the brains of this combo till now, so I'll go along with you. But I still can't understand your motives. And it's lucky for me you can't. By the way, Foggy, did you make up your mind about Karen? I hoped you wouldn't ask, Matt. No. I just couldn't muster up the nerve. That night, after the office has been closed and deserted, this is the place. Murdoch! Are you here? Show yourself! This is the Matador. You dare try to steal my glory, my fame? You dare give the credit to Daredevil. You'll pay for that, Murdoch. How disappointing. He is not here. You are right, Matador. Murdoch is gone. But will I do? Daredevil! Now I see it. That story in the paper was a plant. A ruse to bring me here. You must be in league with the lawyer Murdoch. But have you forgotten so soon how I beat you twice? This time shall be the last, for my patience has come to an end. It will be our final fight, Matador, but the result may be different than you expect. There are no other noises to confuse me now. It's just the two of us. My senses against his skills. To the finish if need be. Daredevil is faster than I thought. I barely avoided his lunge. But the bulls too are fast. And never has one beaten me while I was looking. Come, Toro! Olay! Olay! Closer. Closer! Talk! Talk! Ha! You are clumsy, Toro. The great Daredevil. He is his own worst enemy. It is to laugh. He doesn't realize I purposely did this. I can fight better outside, where I have room to run and leap and swing. Now to get him to follow me. You haven't beaten me yet. I'll escape and reach the police. You can't stop me. Fool! You'll get no further than the next landing. I'll see to that. Good. It's lucky he's easy to taunt. Ah, my fearful one. Even the bulls have more courage than you. Never did they flee me with such abject cowardice. Perfect. He's growing dangerously overconfident. Dangerously for him. The sound of a thin steel blade striking the iron stair. He has drawn his sword. and I'll draw my weapon. What? You think to challenge my swordsmanship with a mere wooden stick? Has your cowardly panic caused you to take leave of your senses? He'd think I was really insane if he knew I'm attempting to defeat him without benefit of sight. But to my hypersensitive ears, his blade whipping about causes air currents, which are like loud radar blips to me. So, now you turn and attempt to fight. Good. It shall make my victory the more satisfying. Look! Daredevil! And the Matador! Quickly, let's run and call the police. I heard an onlooker say she'll send for the police. I must score a victory before they arrive. Only in that way can I show the world that Daredevil can vanquish the Matador. This is your finish, Daredevil. By covering your eyes with my cape, I prevent you from seeing my blade. And so, I shall now disarm you. He doesn't suspect how useless my eyes are to me. His blinding cape cannot affect me at all. Hola! You parried my thrust. But how? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. You wondered what my billy club could do against your sword, Matador. Does this answer your question? Then, as the battle progresses, more and more neighborhood residents become aware of it. Wow! What a punch! Attaboy, Daredevil! Good. We have an audience of onlookers. That is what I want. There must be witnesses to the Matador's defeat. That newspaper story was nuts. There's Daredevil fighting the Matador, right before our eyes. And he's winning. Yippee! Give it to him, Daredevil! I knew you weren't really the Matador. And I thought Daredevil was all washed up. Again he attacks. But I shall ensnare him in my cape when he comes within reach. But the Matador is doomed to disappointment, for it is not at him the fearless one leaps. He's waving his net, but I'll leap above it. As soon as I heard the wind whistling past this TV antenna, I knew it was just what I needed. Now what is he doing? Stay where you are, Elonganto. I'll be right with you. Elonganto? He knows my name. So startled is the Matador that he stands stock still for a second. How does he know me? How? And that pause is his undoing. And then, for the second time in his sordid career, the Matador turns his back upon his adversary. But this time, he does it in an uncontrollable panic. I must get away from him. He cannot be beaten. His power is uncanny. I hear his cape trailing behind him as he runs. That's how I'll prevent him from reaching the fire escape. Momentarily thrown off balance, the Matador wavers at the edge of the roof for a split second, until... That's it, Elonganto. Fall back. Right into my waiting arms. Where is your cry of "I Toro" now? Where are your disdainful olas, or your other sneering taunts? No! No more! Stop! Don't! No! And where is your much heralded courage, Matador? Or is it only something to be displayed when all the odds are in your favor? What do you plan to do now? Now? Now I shall end this one-sided duel, in the only way it can be ended. As with all such contests, there must always be a reckoning. There must always be a moment of truth. You forgot one important thing, Matador. Sometimes, even the bull may win. Look, Irv, that phone tip was right. It is Daredevil and the Matador. And no matter who the Matador is, we can bet he isn't the man without fear. Not long afterwards. Oh, Matt, I'm so glad the Matador's been captured. And by that wonderful Daredevil. It's like poetic justice. Careful, Karen. It almost sounds as though you have a crush on Daredevil. And you know how jealous Foggy is. Aw, I'd never be jealous of him. I'll bet he wears a mask because he's ugly as sin underneath it. Oh, Matt, I wish you could see it. There are Masked Matador costumes in so many trash cans. None of the children are making a hero of that criminal anymore. Then that's enough reward for me. That makes it all worthwhile. By the way, counselor, I just thought of something. Aren't you sorry now that you gave out that statement to the press without asking me first? You must feel kind of foolish after saying you were sure that the Matador was really Daredevil. Oh, Foggy, I don't think you should rub it in. I'm sure Matt meant well. Well, I might as well admit it. When I make a mistake, it's usually a beaut. But luckily, Matt's mistakes can be Daredevil's triumphs. More thrills and drama with the most fascinating adventurer of all, next-ish. Don't dare miss it. A Marvel Masterwork pinup, rapidly becoming two of the world's most famous initials, DD.